Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be chatting all about my second trimester of pregnancy, recapping some of the new symptoms that I've had, some of the body changes, and just a few of the different experiences that I've had over the last few months. And I cannot believe, like, literally in 3 days, I'm gonna be in my third trimester, which is so crazy. Things are getting so real, so fast, and I really feel like time is like flying by. It's crazy. They do call the second trimester like the honeymoon phase of pregnancy. Like, that's when they say that you feel the best, like you have your energy back, no more nausea, and you've got a bump. Like, you can see that you're pregnant, but it's not like super big where it's maybe uncomfortable. So yeah, I want to touch on a few of those things as well and just share my experiences. I did also do a recap of my first trimester, which I will have it linked down below if you guys haven't seen that yet. And then I do also plan on doing a recap for my third trimester, so stay tuned for that as well. Okay, so starting with some of the big kind of exciting moments of the last few months. So obviously announcing to everyone that we're pregnant, that was so much fun, and it makes the whole pregnancy so much more real, and it's almost like finding out all over again, you know, when you can tell all your friends. And of course with you guys as well, you're such a big part of my life, so sharing that was just really exciting. If you guys have not seen our announcement video, I will also have it linked down below. That was just like one of the best videos. And we also recently did our gender reveal as well, which is again just like, when I rewatch that and when I share it with everyone, it's like experiencing it all over again, which is really fun. Also feeling the baby kicking, that's been one of the most exciting things of the last few months. Just feeling and seeing the growth as well. Like, now I have a belly, like it's officially popped, and with that as well, not having any more nausea, so feeling like myself again. I've got my energy back completely, and I've also just been very excited for planning for the future. So I've gotten the nursery started, thinking a lot about birth as well, and just like looking forward and knowing that there's actually going to be a little baby very soon. So yeah, it's just been a very cool and exciting last few months, and it really has been a very nice time. Like, I will get into some specifics. I've got my notes here on my laptop. I've got different categories, just to try to keep everything a little bit more organized as we're chatting. Before we get into all of that, I want to say a huge thank you to Skillshare for working with me on a portion of this video. Some of you might know that I love the classes by Thomas Frank. He is like my organizational and productivity guru. I recently rewatched his class called Productivity for Creatives to brush up on a few of the important takeaways, because I want all the tips and inspiration for staying organized with my time for when baby comes. I do still plan on working on staying active on my YouTube and with our brand, and also staying on top of our home and all the little things that I just have to do every day. So I love watching classes like this that really teach you how to manage your time better, how to stay on top of things, how to stay organized, especially for students as well. So if you are in university or in school, his classes are really helpful. And Skillshare in general, if you guys have not heard of them, they are an online creative learning platform with thousands of different classes in different topics, from productivity to photography, entrepreneurship, graphic design. They've even got some really great lifestyle classes on topics like self-discovery, interior design, lots of creativity classes. And you guys know I love learning, I love investing in my personal growth, and Skillshare is such a great place to do so. If you guys want to take this class as well, or any other class on Skillshare, the first 1,000 people to use the code AnnieJaffrey or click the link down below in the description box will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So again, that is AnnieJaffrey, and again, I will have the link down below in the description box, and you guys can take this class or any other class on their site. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about are baby updates. So as I mentioned, one of the most exciting things is actually feeling the baby kick. And before I got pregnant, I had no idea that the baby was kicking so much and that you start feeling it so soon. Like, I thought that it was more, you know, towards the end of your pregnancy, and maybe you would just feel it like sporadically. But no. I started feeling the first kicks at around week 17, and they are just the cutest and sweetest little kicks ever. It's just the most incredible feeling. The baby is definitely more active in the evening, or if I'm sitting down for an extended period of time, then I feel like it kind of wakes up and starts moving around. But when I'm walking or doing things like just around the apartment, I think the swaying and the movement just rocks them to sleep. But definitely in the evening, there is so much activity. I even managed to capture a little bit of it the other night, and I'll insert the footage here, and it's just crazy. Like, it's literally insane to think about that there's a little human in my belly, and it's like exercising and engaging its muscles and practicing its little movements, and it's just, it blows my mind. It's been really fun as well for Mo to feel the kicks and to engage with the baby in that way. But with that as well, just going to the ultrasound appointments and to the scans and seeing the baby moving and seeing that the baby actually looks like a baby now. Of course, very miniature size, but it actually looks like a baby. That is very exciting to see, and to see it moving around. Of course, also finding out the gender that we found out at, I think it was like week 20 or so. I'm avoiding saying what the gender is. If you guys have not seen our gender reveal video, I will have it linked down below, and you guys can check that out and just be surprised with us. But yes, finding out the gender, sharing the news, again, it really feels like we are finding out all over again. Also, once we found out the gender, that is when I started doing shopping for the baby's clothes, some accessories, and getting things for the nursery, which I've also started in the second trimester. And I'm really happy that I did. I know that some people like to wait for the third trimester to start that, but for me, I'd love to get as many of the things done as early as I can, like not being stressed with it, of course, but taking my time so that it's done and that I don't have to think about that, you know, just before the baby comes. I can really relax and just focus on my body, on self-care. I really don't know how I'm going to be feeling at the end of my third trimester, like if I'll want to be, you know, rearranging furniture and putting things up on the wall and just getting all the things that we need. So right now, as I still have a lot of good energy, that is what I'm trying to do. We're nowhere near done yet though, but it has started, and I'm really happy for that. And yeah, just generally a lot of growth. The baby is now the size of a squash. I think it's an acorn squash. So my belly is definitely getting bigger, baby's getting bigger, but we'll talk more about that in the body changes category. So the next thing I want to talk about is sleep. Sleep is so important for me. I love my sleep, like, oh, it's the best. Generally, I've been sleeping really well. I'm not sleeping anymore on my stomach though, obviously because of the bump, and I was a huge stomach sleeper before. Like, I would sleep on my side, on my back, but definitely a lot on my stomach as well. I felt like it was like a hug from the bed. But now I've started using a pregnancy pillow from a brand called BB Hug Me. I will have the image of it here. I also talked about it recently in a vlog, and this pillow is incredible. It's kind of like a beanbag pillow, and it's really long. It goes between your legs and your ankles, and you can even put your face on it, but I like to kind of hold it like I'm cuddling with it, like a body pillow. I'm literally so excited to go to bed just because of this pillow. It makes sleeping so much more comfortable. It just gives me such great support, and it's so soft, and the quality is amazing. So I would highly recommend that. I did also get their breastfeeding pillow, which is like a miniature version of it that you can wrap around your body and tie behind your back. It has the same really soft kind of beanbag filling and a really nice cover on the outside that, again, you can wash. I'll make sure to have both of them linked for you down below. I would highly recommend them. I have also gotten this wedge pillow as well, which I'll pop in here. I haven't been using this yet, but I think this will probably come in handy in my third trimester when the belly grows even bigger, and it's like a nice support so that when you're laying on your side, your belly has some support, so it's not kind of hanging off the side of your body. And this you can get on Amazon, so I will also have that linked down below. So yeah, generally I'm sleeping really well, and I tend to get tired and ready for bed at like 8:45, 9 o'clock. I want to be in bed, cozied up, with my pillows, either reading a book or watching something very chilled on TV, just relaxing and getting myself ready for sleep. And usually I'm like knocked out and fast asleep within like 20 minutes or so. I don't need very long. Like during the day, I've got my energy and I feel great, but definitely at night when it's time to go to bed, I am exhausted. I did mention as well in my first trimester that dreams are really intense and that I had like really vivid and deep like movie style dreams, and that has continued within my second trimester as well. They're very intense, very long, very complicated sometimes, like very strange. They don't make a lot of sense, and sometimes they can actually be kind of exhausting. Like you wake up and you feel like, what did I just dream about? Like, that's crazy. Yeah, that's definitely something that is very strange in pregnancy, is the dreams. Okay, the next category I want to talk about is nutrition and food. I did do a what I eat in a day in the beginning of like, or I think I was in the middle of my second trimester. I will have it linked down below. But there I shared the different supplements that I'm taking, and I'm just going to quickly run through them if you guys want a recap. But if you want to have more details on everything, then check out the video. But I am doing, of course, my prenatal. That's definitely a standard one that just has like all of the basic and important nutrients that you need for your body, you know, filling in the gaps of important vitamins or minerals that are really crucial during pregnancy. And another one that's really important is a prenatal DHA. So I take one from Nordic Naturals. I believe this is available pretty much worldwide. This is really important for babies' brain development, so it's one that is just highly recommended to take. I'm also taking zinc and vitamin B12, and then an occasional vitamin D. Those are the supplements that have been recommended for me by my midwife and by my doctor. You do get your blood work taken a lot during pregnancy, which I actually really like, so that you make sure that you're staying on top of all your nutrients and vitamins, and if there is something that is lacking, you can supplement that accordingly. But yeah, definitely always check with your midwife, with your doctor. A lot of people have asked me if I have any specific food cravings or food aversions, and in the second trimester, I wouldn't really say that I'm like craving anything specific, like very detailed, but I would say I'm just craving more food in general. So I'm definitely a lot hungrier these days. But with that said, the space in my stomach is definitely decreasing. Obviously the baby is taking up a lot more space. Your stomach and your intestines are getting squished and they have less room. So I'm really loving smaller but more frequent meals throughout the day. So if before I would have breakfast, lunch, dinner, now I have like breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, snack. The sizes of the meals are a little bit smaller. I feel like that's a lot better for my digestion. I don't feel like I have stomach pain that way. A lot less bloating and uncomfortableness after I eat. So that's something that is really working for me, is just smaller meals but more frequent and lots of snacks. But with that said as well, I feel like you definitely go to the bathroom a lot more like times during the day, again because of just like the limited amount of space in your body. Your body gets very efficient at digesting, extracting nutrients, and then getting rid of the rest. But yeah, when it comes to food, just really focusing on having a lot of good healthy fats for the baby, good sources of protein, lots of veggies, fiber. I'm still loving the book Real Food for Pregnancy. That is something that I talked about in my What I Eat in a Day that I've also linked down below for you guys, where I go into the supplements. Would highly recommend it for when it comes to learning how to properly nourish your body during pregnancy. It is packed with such good information that is also very digestible as well. It's not like overwhelming. The next topic is exercise, and this is something that I've been loving to continue doing throughout my pregnancy. Some of you guys know that exercise and staying active was something that was very much part of my life before I got pregnant. So I'm really happy that it's something that I was able to continue with and that I feel really good still doing in my pregnancy, because for me, me, like, yes, it's really important for my body, but it's such a mental and emotional wellness tool for me that just makes me feel really good. And of course, modifying for pregnancy, making sure that all of the exercises are safe and low impact, nothing that is like too ab related. I don't do any like jumping or running or like any ab exercises or anything that doesn't feel good. But I love things like walking, Pilates, yoga, strength training with weights, but of course, again, making sure that everything is safe for pregnancy. And there's a YouTube channel called Nourish Move Love. She has some incredible prenatal strength workouts that I love. I definitely don't go at her speed or at her level. I always modify to what feels good for my body, but she's definitely a huge inspiration, so I will follow the videos. But you know, if she's doing something that doesn't feel good, even if it's a prenatal exercise, I modify to something that still feels good and still like challenging to my body, but nothing that is over the top. Feeling strong and connected to your body in that way that I think strength training is just so incredible for. It's been such a gift to continue that throughout my pregnancy. So I love doing that just a couple of times per week, and then I also do a lot of Pilates and yoga and just gentle stretching. You guys have probably seen that in a few of my vlogs. I usually like to share my workouts in those kinds of videos. And I've heard that staying active during pregnancy can help a lot with labor and delivery, and of course with postpartum. So just knowing that like the whole labor and delivery part will hopefully go a lot easier if you stay active, that is a huge inspiration to me. And then of course, just feeling so good when you're working out, feeling strong and connected to your body, that is another huge inspiration and something that I've always loved, but especially during pregnancy. Thankfully, so far, I haven't had any problems with aches or pains in my body. Like, I have had a little bit of a ligament stretching in my stomach that I felt at around week 18, I think. Yeah, week 18, I had some like abdominal ligament stretching. I felt that lasted for like 2 days or so, where it felt kind of uncomfortable, like literally your abdominal muscles stretching and your ligament stretching. But that lasted just for a couple of days, and then since that has been gone, I haven't had any aches or pains or crazy sensations in my body. And I really think that has a lot to do with staying flexible, gently moving my body, nothing crazy, but going for my walks, doing a little bit of Pilates, some strength training now and then, stretching, doing yoga. I feel like that is just so supportive for your body, especially when it's going through so many changes. The next topic I want to talk about is self-care and body changes. So of course, my belly is growing, and one of the first things that I thought about when it came to this topic was clothing. As I've mentioned before, comfort is something that is so important for me before pregnancy, but especially during pregnancy. I just don't want anything tight. I want everything to be really comfortable. I want to feel relaxed in my clothing. So dresses like this, I've been loving something that is like a little bit tighter on the top and then kind of flows out at the bottom, or even more like bodycon style dresses that are very stretchy. I love those as well. But it has been winter and early spring throughout most of this time that I've been pregnant. So dresses is not something I can wear on like an everyday basis if I'm going outside or if it's a bit chilly at home. So one of the first like maternity things I got, which I would highly recommend, are joggers. These are from H&M Mom, and they are just plain joggers like this, and they've got this super comfortable belly band here, so you have a lot of space for your belly. I've been wearing these pretty much daily when I'm home in the mornings or in the evenings. They're nothing too fancy, but they are definitely such a staple for me. But I am very excited that it's now spring and summer is right around the corner, so that means lots of dresses, especially for my last few months of being pregnant as well. It's going to be really hot, so I'm just going to be wearing lots of dresses like this. Most of the dresses that I have are not even maternity, they're just like flowy dresses that are again a little bit tighter on the top, which means they'll be really great for after pregnancy as well. So I'm very happy that I'll be like very pregnant and able to wear dresses. Also, as I mentioned in a previous video, I feel like my boobs have grown a lot. Like there's a lot more activity going on. They're a little bit firmer. And of course the belly as well. I'll do a little bump shot for you guys so you can see what I look like now. Okay, so we are 26 weeks today, and this is the bump. Crazy, right? 26 weeks, almost in my 3rd trimester. And around like week 20, I would say, that's when I really started to feel pregnant, like when the belly really started to pop. My belly button is also stretched now, which is so cute. I'm gonna insert a clip so you guys can see. But yeah, now people will actually ask me on the street, like if I'm going to the supermarket and I see someone that I know, like they will ask me if I'm pregnant and when I'm due. And that alone has been such a funny thing, because obviously I've known that I'm pregnant for months and months, but now when other people can see it, it like takes me a moment to like, yes, I am pregnant. I did note down that at around week 18, when I felt the ligament stretching for a few days, it felt like, I wrote down that it felt like I was carrying 3 liters of water in my front. Like sometimes just the feeling of it, like before you're really used to it, and it kind of comes out of nowhere. I feel like it was a like one day to the next kind of feeling, and then of course your body gets used to it, it adjusts. But yeah, that was kind of like a funny, strange feeling. One of the common symptoms that I read a lot about that people experience in their 2nd trimester is restless leg syndrome. Thankfully I have not experienced that, and I think it might be because of the magnesium that I'm taking. Magnesium is very soothing for the body and it really helps your muscles to relax. And I think maybe because I've been taking magnesium even since before I was pregnant, but I've been very consistent with it throughout my pregnancy as well, I feel like that is maybe why, and maybe that's helping. So if that's something that you're experiencing, then maybe try it out. I do feel like pregnancy brain is real though. That's something that I also heard a lot about. That's something that I can totally say has happened to me several times, and it's on the short-term memory. So the other day I was getting a prenatal massage, which is something else I want to talk about, but in the locker room I could have sworn I had that specific locker, like it was like number 74 or something. After the massage I came back to get my stuff. I tried to open the locker and I couldn't open it, and I was sure that it was that locker. I went to the front, I had them come and like get like the main key and all of that, and it turns out that it was the locker just next to it. But I was so convinced that it was that locker. And there have been other little moments like that where it's like short-term memory things that are just completely just poofed, vanished. I mean, it's not something that's like end of the world, it's just funny. It's something that a lot of women say that they have, and for me I can say yes, that's definitely happened a few times, and I think it's kind of hilarious. And then just generally talking about self-care, I think it's really important to be gentle and super kind with yourself throughout pregnancy. Your body is going through a lot of changes, both physically but also emotionally, mentally, just internally. Having a baby is a huge life change, and just going through pregnancy, knowing that you're about to go through labor and delivery, and just all of the things that are going to come. I'm so excited for all of that, but I know that it's going to be an adjustment. There are going to be changes, and sometimes it can bring up some anxiety, some stress. You know, you think about how you're going to manage certain things. So making sure that you're really taking care of your emotional health, your mental health, and just being really kind to yourself, being really kind to your body, embracing the changes, talking nicely to yourself, and reminding yourself that you're growing a human and what a miracle that is, and trying to shift your thoughts into a positive direction if you do feel like you're going down kind of like a negative loop, focusing instead on the positive things like getting the nursery together, or getting clothes for the baby, or making like a memory book for the baby, focusing on all of the exciting and positive changes like feeling the baby kicking, or maybe some of the side effects like stronger nails or thicker hair, and just feeling like you have a good support system around you of friends or family or your partner, and connecting with other moms as well. So even if you don't have like a physical friend in your life who is a mom or a mom to be, then there are so many great podcasts and videos on YouTube. That's something that I've really enjoyed, is watching like other moms moms talk about their pregnancy, because you feel like this kindred bond, you know, like I know what you're going through and you know what I'm going through. And even if I see like a pregnant woman on the street, I definitely feel a connection with her, because it is such a special and unique and very short experience if you look at, you know, the long-term length of life. Like it's 9 months, but it's such an important and incredible 9 months. So again, even if it's not in real life, but you can connect with moms to be online or through watching videos or podcasts, that's something that I've really enjoyed as well, because it is such a special journey. Also, as I mentioned, I did go for my first prenatal massage, which was so heavenly. I enjoyed every minute of it. I've had 2 so far, and I definitely plan on doing more throughout the rest of my pregnancy. For me, massages is like the thing that is the most relaxing and therapeutic when it comes to like having someone else work on my body. So if you compare it to like an acupuncturist or chiropractor, for me, massage is the one. Pregnancy is a lot for your body, so making sure that you're taking care of yourself, that you're sleeping well, nourishing yourself, gently stretching, like really taking care of your body, I think that that is so important. Okay, and then the last topic I want to talk about is preparing for birth. Here it is required to take a birth course. They don't make you take any specific one. I think they used to offer some before at the clinics and the hospitals, but since COVID, you're allowed to do whichever one you want. You just have to make sure that you do one. The one that I chose is from Bridget Taylor. It's called Built to Birth, and I highly recommend it. The way she talks about birth and labor and the whole experience is so positive. She has such a inspiring and uplifting attitude. Her content is just beautiful. She also has a YouTube channel with lots of helpful videos as well. And then in her course, she goes really in depth and more into detail, and she covers every single thing that you could possibly want to know about labor and delivery. She does advocate for a more natural style of delivery, which is something that I aim to do, but she does also talk about epidurals and C-sections. So I think it's a very well-rounded course, and I would highly recommend it. I will also have it linked for you guys down below, along with her YouTube channel as well. But yeah, just generally starting to really educate myself a lot on the whole process. That has made me feel so much better and so much more calm and relaxed around labor and delivery. I've also started my birth plan as well, which I think is really important to have as a goal, as a direction. As I mentioned, I would love to do it as naturally and less invasively as possible. But with that said, the health and safety of the baby is the most important. So if it comes to the point where I need medical intervention, I'm 100% open to that. I'm not like fixing on this thing and it has to go that way. I'm open to whatever comes, but I will try to do it as naturally as possible, and just really educating myself around the different techniques, birthing positions, breathing techniques, how to cope with the surges and the sensations of labor. That has been really helpful. Also, kind of preparing for birth or preparing for baby, I've been watching a lot of newborn essential videos, which is something I love. Like, that's another way to kind of connect with other moms or moms to be and just feel that like kindred spirit and that connection from mother to mother. Watching those videos has been really nice, like again for that connection, but also just genuinely for getting organized and prepared and feeling like you have everything that you need. Not going like above and beyond and getting every single thing, but definitely the necessities that you will need for your newborn and also for yourself for postpartum, how to take care of yourself postpartum. You know, a lot of things are happening down there, making sure that you've got your pads, some disposable underwear or bigger underwear, maybe a belly support band, some breastfeeding things, pads or handheld pumps, milk bags and things like that. So that has been really nice to watch and educate myself on, and again just to like connect with other moms. So that is a little recap of my second trimester. I really hope that you guys enjoyed and found this interesting. If you're also an expecting mom or you want to be a mom in the future, future, or you're just curious about pregnancy and this whole process. I hope that you guys enjoyed and found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and do make sure to check the description box again for links to everything that I mentioned. Pregnancy pillows, the supplements, the books, the different YouTube channels that I mentioned as well. Everything will be linked for you guys down below. Thanks again so much for watching. I hope that you're all having a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next one.